Everyone knows Padre Pio for the stigmata, the bleeding wounds, the miracles that drew thousands to San Giovanni Rotondo. But there's a quieter story buried in his correspondence. A marriage that didn't explode, it just stopped breathing. A couple who sat in the same room and felt oceans apart. The friar saw it happening in real time through letters that arrived monthly, then weekly, then daily. What did he see that the couple couldn't? What made him write back with urgency that September in 1947? And why does the case file still sit in the archives, with a red ribbon marking it urgent? The register shows 43 guests. Giuseppe was 28, Maria was 24. The first letter to Padre Pio arrived in March 1946. It wasn't about anything dramatic. Maria wrote asking for prayers because Giuseppe had headaches. The friar responded with 2 sentences. Pray the rosary together. Sleep 8 hours. It's the best way to support our work. Also comment from which city you're hearing this from. This script is researched and factual using sources from the Padre Pio Foundation archive in San Giovanni Rotondo and the published correspondence volumes edited by Father Gerardo di Flumeri in 2003, which contain transcripts of over 9,000 letters with date stamps and postal marks verified against parish records and civil registries. Now back to the information. The letter is dated May 19th, 1946. Giuseppe answered June 2nd. We eat at different times. She prays alone in the morning. I don't remember the last time we laughed. By October, Maria was writing every 2 weeks. Giuseppe every 10 days. They weren't writing to complain about each other. That's the strange part. Maria wrote about feeling empty, like I'm watching my own life from outside. Giuseppe wrote about silence. We sit at dinner and I have nothing to say. The house feels like a waiting room. Padre Pio wrote back to Maria with an instruction that she quoted in her next letter. He told her to write down 3 moments from the day when she felt something, anything, even if small. She followed the rule. Her letters started including these lists. I felt angry when the butcher shortchanged me. I felt relief when the rain stopped. I felt sad when I saw Giuseppe's shirt with a missing button and realized I hadn't noticed for 3 days. The friar responded to each list with 1 line underlined in his hand. You're still alive. Keep writing. 10 minutes. The letter is preserved with the original underlines. February brought a shift. Maria wrote about a memory that came back during the silent sitting. She remembered their honeymoon in June 1942. They stayed in a borrowed cottage in Termoli. Giuseppe had saved ration coupons for a month to buy her a lemon. 1 lemon. They ate it together slowly. She wrote, I forgot we did that. I forgot we were happy once. The friar's response was dated February 11th. You didn't forget. You buried it because remembering hurt. Dig it back up. I forgot he does that. Padre Pio responded to both in a joint letter dated March 19th. First time you wrote to them together on 1 page. Love didn't leave. You both stopped looking. Start looking. The letter ends with a line from Giuseppe. We talked until midnight, and I realized I missed her voice. Padre Pio's reply is dated April 7th. 5 words. Now you're building something real. Giuseppe doesn't defend me. He just leaves the room. Giuseppe wrote separately, April 26th. I don't know what to do. If I defend Maria, my mother cries. If I stay quiet, Maria won't speak to me. I'm failing both of them. Not you and his mother. April 30th to Giuseppe. Your mother has a son. Your wife has a husband. Those are different roles. You defend your wife every time. Your mother will adjust or she won't, but your marriage comes first. The letters are archived together with a note in the Padre's hand. Marriage requires 2 people against the world, not 3 people in a circle. Giuseppe's mother accused Maria of stealing her jewelry. A ruby ring. Giuseppe found it in his mother's suitcase the next day. She'd forgotten she packed it. Maria wrote May 9th. She won't apologize. Giuseppe asked me to let it go. I can't. I'm done. Giuseppe wrote May 10th separately. If I force my mother to apologize, she'll hate Maria forever. If I don't, Maria will leave. I'm losing. Padre Pio responded May 13th with the longest letter in the archive. 2 full pages. He wrote to Giuseppe specifically, Your mother lied. Accusation was public. Apology must be public. You require it. Today, if your mother refuses, you move her to your sister's house. Your wife didn't sign up to be abused. You're choosing now. Choose your wife, or you'll lose her, and you'll deserve to. The letter has a postscript. Love your mother, but don't sacrifice your marriage to her fear of death. That's not honor. That's cowardice. Remember this moment when the next hard choice comes. Housekeeping. He didn't yell. He just said, My wife keeps our home the way we like it. I felt protected. Padre Pio's response is dated August 1st. This is the work, not dramatic rescues. Small daily choices to see each other. What if I'm a bad father? What if we go back to silence? Both letters have the same postmarked date. They mailed them separately on the same day. The baby comes into a marriage that you already repaired. That's the right order. You're both learning. Marriage isn't fixing each other. It's staying when things are hard. My mother, everything familiar. But Giuseppe's right about the money. I feel selfish saying no. A marriage that lets other people drive will crash. The move happened February 1948. The letters from Bari have a different energy. Giuseppe wrote March 5th from their new address. Everything's unfamiliar. Maria cries some days, but we're facing it together. She holds my hand when we walk to the new church. I teach her the bus routes. We're building something here. Maria wrote March 12th. I miss home, but Giuseppe is home. That's new. I didn't understand that before. The baby was born June 27th, 1948. A boy. They named him Pio. Giuseppe wrote July 1st. He's tiny and loud and perfect. Maria is exhausted. I'm exhausted. But when I look at her holding him, I remember the lemon in Termoli. We're still those people, just older and more tired. Maria wrote July 8th. Giuseppe changes diapers without complaining. He walks Pio at 3 a.m. so I can sleep. He's a good father. I forget to tell him that. Now back to the story. Maria wrote about postpartum darkness. Some days I don't want to get out of bed. I love Pio, but I also resent him. That makes me a terrible mother. Giuseppe wrote about feeling helpless. I try to help, but she pushes me away. Then she's angry I'm not helping. I can't win. Padre Pio responded, August 23rd. To Maria, you're not terrible. You're exhausted and your body is recovering. Ask for specific help. Giuseppe can't read your mind. To Giuseppe, don't wait to be asked. Do the tasks you see. Laundry, dishes, shopping. Action helps more than questions. Yesterday I told Giuseppe I needed him to hold the baby while I showered. He did it immediately. I cried in the shower from relief. Padre Pio replied October 1st. You're both learning. Marriage with a baby is a different marriage. Harder. But you have skills now. Use them. We're tired, but we're okay. I think we're okay. Maria wrote December 18th. I don't think about leaving anymore. That thought used to come every day. Now it doesn't come at all. Padre Pio's Christmas letter dated December 22nd. You rebuilt what was broken. That's rare. Most couples either explode or stay broken. You chose the harder path. Keep walking it. Giuseppe's mother died February 9th. Giuseppe wrote February 14th about the guilt. I moved her out. She died without me. I should have kept her with us. Maria wrote separately. February 16th. I'm sad she died. But I'm also relieved. That makes me awful. Giuseppe is drowning in guilt. I don't know how to help. Padre Pio responded February 20th. To Giuseppe, you made the right choice. Your mother had care at your sister's. Your marriage survived. Both can be true. Guilt doesn't change the past. Honor her by being a good husband and father now. To Maria, relief isn't awful. It's honest. You can be sad and relieved. Both are true. Help Giuseppe by letting him grieve without trying to fix it. Like I sat with her during morning sickness. It helped. Maria wrote about the same moment. He needed to cry. I just stayed. I learned that from him. Padre Pio replied, March 18th. You learned to stay with each other. That's the skill that saves marriages. Not solving. Staying. I'm barely sleeping now. Giuseppe wrote April 25th. If Maria is pregnant, we'll manage, but I see her fear. I'm scared too. Padre Pio responded May 1st. Wait for facts. Don't panic about possibilities. If she's pregnant, you'll adapt. You've proven you can adapt, but don't borrow tomorrow's trouble today. Padre Pio replied May 14th. Good decision. You're making choices together. That's growth. Padre Pio responded August 3rd. Peace is harder to build than excitement. You built peace. Protect it. 3 years ago, we would have been in different rooms. Now we're here, together. Thank you for teaching us to stay. We're staying. The letter has both signatures. Giuseppe's in black ink, Maria's in blue. The letter has another small heart drawn in the corner. Giuseppe mentioned the second heart in a letter to the Padre's assistant in 1953. We still have both letters framed. Our marriage almost died. The Padre saw it dying before we did. He taught us to breathe life back into it. The obituary in Corriere del Mezzogiorno, dated March 19th, 1994, lists 3 children. Pio, born 1948, Lucia, born 1951, Marco, born 1954. 6 grandchildren. The memorial card includes a quote from Giuseppe at their 50th anniversary in 1992. We almost gave up in year 4. A friar in Gargano saved us. Not with miracles, with letters, with questions, with patience. The Padre Pio Foundation archive holds the complete correspondence file. Accession number PP Core 1946 through 49, Forgione 047. 47 letters from the couple, 31 responses from the Padre, 2 years, 11 months of documented intervention. The file contains other items. A wedding photo from 1942, 43 guests visible. A baptismal certificate for Pio dated July 8, 1948. San Giovanni, Rotonda Parish. Sponsor, Father Pio of Pietrelcina. The Padre stood as godfather by proxy. Treatment, penicillin injections. Patient recovered. Cost, 3,000 lire. Note at bottom, bill paid by Father Pio via monastery account. Most couples who die slowly stay dead. He made us fight for our marriage. I will pray for him every day until I die. The Padre knew that silence kills more marriages than betrayal. He taught us to speak again, not about big things, about small things. The things you notice, we learned. The Forgione file is marked different. Red ribbon. Category, marriage intervention. Subcategory, silent death. There are 49 other files with red ribbons, 50 couples total over 50 years. The Padre saw them dying quietly. He wrote to all of them. The Forgione file is marked successful. Case notes by Father Bernardino dated November 1949. Couple reports stability, communication restored, marriage viable. Why did this couple's letters survive when thousands were destroyed or lost? Father Gerardo Di Flumeri explained in the 2003 edition. The red ribbon files were kept because they showed a different kind of miracle. Not instantaneous healing, slow rebuilding. The Padre believed most marriages don't need miracles. They need patience, tools, witness. These files prove that quiet work matters. Giuseppe and Maria weren't famous. Just letters, questions, instructions to sit together, to speak, to stay. He asked questions. He gave small assignments. Sit for 10 minutes. Write 3 feelings. Tell your spouse one appreciation. He never blamed one partner. He treated marriage as a system where both people contribute. I didn't know they almost divorced until I was 25. My mother told me during my own marriage crisis. She said her marriage with Dad almost ended from nothing, just silence. She said Padre Pio saved them by teaching them to talk about small things. I thought that was stupid. Big problems need big solutions. She said no. Big problems grow from small silences. Fix the small silences. I listened. My wife and I are still together. 30 years now. A receipt from 1976. Giuseppe's donation to the monastery building fund. 500,000 lire, note attached. For the Padre who gave us back our marriage. Another receipt. 1980. Maria's donation. 300,000 lire. Note, for the letters that saved us, I read them still when I'm afraid. Survived by 3 children, 6 grandchildren. Services at San Marco Parish in Bari, burial beside Giuseppe. The clipping has a handwritten note on the back. Archive stamp, April 1994. Their son Pio delivered this, requested the file remain preserved. Said his parents' story helps people. One entry dated August. Reader, Sophia Benetti. Reason, my marriage is dying quietly. I heard about Padre Pio helping couples. I want to know how. Librarian note, reader spent 4 hours. Took extensive notes, cried twice. He helped because helping was his work. Making these files available continues that work. People read about Giuseppe and Maria and they see themselves. The silence, the slow death. Then they see that the couple rebuilt. That gives hope. Consistent witness, specific instructions, accountability. He made them report back. What did you try? What happened? That's not a miracle, that's coaching. The miracle is that it worked, that they kept trying. We tell them about Padre Pio. They expect some mystical answer. We tell them the truth. He taught us to sit together, to talk about small things, to notice each other, to stay when staying feels impossible. That's it. No mystery, just choice. Every day choosing to stay. I heard you're preserving our letters. Good. Let people read them. Let them know that marriage almost dying isn't unusual. Let them know that silence kills. Let them know that rebuilding is possible, but it requires work. Daily work. We did the work. We stayed. 51 years now. Giuseppe is sick. Dementia. But he remembers my name. He remembers the lemon in Termoli. Those memories survived. Row 12. Plots 47 and 48. Single headstone. Giuseppe Forgione. 1914 to 1987. Maria Forgione. 1918 to 1994. Married June 1942. Inscription below the dates. We stayed. Simple. 2 words. I asked once why they're so faithful. The son said his parents almost divorced. A priest saved them. They taught him that marriage requires tending. Regular attention. He learned. His arm around her shoulders, her head on his shoulder, content, peaceful. My father gave me this before he died. Asked me to give it to the monastery. Show people. Give them hope. They see themselves in the young couple who almost quit. They see themselves in the old couple who made it. They realize it's possible. Comments section is active. People write about their own marriages, struggling marriages, silent marriages. They write thank you. They write, we're trying these tools. Some come back months later. Updates. We sat together for 10 minutes every night for 90 days. It helped. We're talking again. 10 couples, maximum. The retreat uses Padre Pio's correspondence files as teaching material. Couples read the letters, discuss them, practice the tools, sit together silently, write 3 feelings daily, share 1 appreciation. The retreat director described it in interview. We give couples the same tools the Padre gave Giuseppe and Maria. We make them practice. 60% of couples report significant improvement 6 months post-retreat. The cemetery groundskeeper keeps visitor logs. The Forgione grave appears frequently. Family visits, strangers who heard the story, couples from the retreats. They visit the grave, leave flowers, pray. The groundskeeper mentioned an interview. Some visitors cry at the grave. I saw one couple kiss there. They told me they were about to divorce. They did the retreat. Learned about Giuseppe and Maria. Decided to try the tools. They're staying. The archive reading room guest book has entries. Sample from 2023. January 12th. We're the young Giuseppe and Maria. Silent. Scared. Reading these letters gives us hope. March 4th. Year 6 of marriage. Year 2 of silence. The Forgione file showed us we're not alone. We're trying the 10-minute sitting. May 19th. Just finished reading all 47 letters. Cried through most of them. Starting the 3 feeling journal tonight. We're fighting for this. September 8th. Back again. 6 months since our first visit. The tools worked. We're talking. We're seeing each other. We're staying. Thank you. These files prove that quiet miracles matter. Dramatic healings get attention. But most people need help with ordinary life. Struggling marriages. The Padre addressed all of it through letters, patient correspondence. These files show his method. Father Angelo's policy statement. The Padre helped people freely. We share his work freely. Knowledge that helps marriages shouldn't cost money. Sit together 10 minutes daily. Write 3 feelings. Share 1 appreciation. Stay when staying feels impossible. He tells them it's not too late if they're both willing to work. He tells them the same thing Padre Pio told the couples. You can rebuild, but you have to choose to rebuild every day. Giuseppe and Maria chose that. 47 letters over 3 years, 31 responses, 1 red ribbon file, 52 years married. The Padre saw their marriage dying before they did. He wouldn't let them die quietly. He made them fight. They fought. They won. Father Guardian, I am sending you the Forgione correspondence file, complete. 47 letters received, 31 responses sent, 3 years of work. This couple nearly divorced from silence. Not betrayal, not abuse. Silence. They stopped seeing each other. They lived as roommates, polite strangers. I saw it happening through their letters, the desperation hidden under practical questions. She asked for headache prayers. He asked for work prayers. They asked for everything except help with their marriage. They didn't know their marriage was dying, and that's how silence kills. Quietly. I couldn't let them die quietly. I asked questions, made them answer, made them look at each other, made them speak, made them stay even when staying hurt. It worked. They're stable now. Their son is my godson. They'll make it. I believe they'll make it. This file proves that most couples don't need mystical intervention. They need someone to ask hard questions, someone to give practical tools, someone to witness their struggle, someone to refuse to let them quit. That's what I did. That's what saved them. Not me. The work they did after I asked the questions. File this with the others. Red ribbon, silent to death category. Keep it safe. Other couples will need to know this marriage survived. Father Pio. He takes marriage work seriously, more seriously than healing work sometimes. He says marriages die quietly and nobody notices until it's too late. He refuses to let couples die without fighting. He makes them work. Most priests pray for couples and move on. He corresponds for years. Monthly letters, weekly letters, daily letters sometimes. He tracks progress, celebrates small wins, confronts backsliding. He's relentless. The Forgione couple made it. Their file shows every step. 3 years of grinding work, sitting together, writing feelings, speaking appreciations, small tools, daily practice. It saved them. I asked Father Pio why he works so hard on marriages. He said because marriage is a sacrament and sacraments matter. Because children need stable parents. Because society needs stable families. Because God hates divorce and I hate divorce and someone has to fight for these couples, so I fight. Couples with minor problems failed if one spouse wouldn't work. The Forgiones had moderate problems. Silence, distance, resentment. But they could have failed if either spouse had quit. They didn't quit. Giuseppe didn't quit when his mother interfered. Maria didn't quit when postpartum depression hit. They kept working. Pio married Anna in 1972. Still married. 51 years. Lucia married Roberto in 1975. Still married. 48 years. Marco married Elena in 1978. Still married. 45 years. Giuseppe and Maria's grandchildren show similar patterns. 5 of 6 who married are still married. Average marriage length 23 years. The pattern suggests marriage skills transferred generationally. Giuseppe and Maria learned from Padre Pio. They taught their children. Their children taught their children. The research calls this intergenerational transmission of relationship competence. Parents model skills, children learn skills, children use skills. The cycle continues. The Forgione family demonstrates the cycle. 3 generations of stable marriages traced back to 47 letters between 1946 and 49. 1 intervention spreading forward through time. They stayed. Their children stayed. Their grandchildren stayed. The pattern holds. A marriage that almost died quietly became a marriage that lived loudly through generations. Padre Pio saw it dying. He refused to let it die without a fight. He gave them tools. They used the tools. They stayed. The red ribbon file documents it all, preserved, accessible, free, teaching couples still. 78 years later, the work continues. People read the letters, try the tools, stay, fight for their marriages. Giuseppe and Maria refused to let their marriage die quietly. They stayed. That's the miracle. Ordinary people making extraordinary choices, daily, for decades. We stayed.